Hey, welcome back to another episode. So I got a little frustrated last time, so I was just doing some coding off the video, and I finally kind of got to work. I basically changed a little bit of what it's doing. It's more or less when it's jumping, we're doing a little hang time, and when it's jumping, it when you press the jump button and the hang timer is at 0 or greater than 0, we do this jump power. And so maybe we got like, if we make the hang time like very low, like at 0.1, it might do it like 3 times. So the most you could do your jump power, or how long it would keep the velocity at the jump power without gravity affecting it, would be maybe like 3 times. And then if at any point you release it and your guy's going up in the air, we would then change whatever our current velocity is to half of what it is. So take half of the velocity away from it. Now if we will keep doing that until we reach our peak. Okay, and what I also included was this gravity fall thing. So if our velocity is ever less than 0, and we're not on the ground, then we're going to use this gravity fall um, modifier here. If not, we'll just do our regular scaling. So basically when we're falling, we're going to fall faster, but when we're going up, won't go as, gravity won't affect our jumping as much. So that's that. What I want to do real quick in this video is fix our feet. So right now we have, where is it? Feet position. We're going to say uh, front feet position, and we're going to have a back. So we'll use both of those to determine whether we're on the ground. So going to the checking on the ground, we're going to send 2 hit rays. We're going to hit front hit, front hit, or back hit. So basically I'm going to copy this, and we'll call this the back hit. And so we'll say front feet position, back feet position, and if the front hit and we will return true. We'll also do it again for the back. Let's save that. Let's go to our Unity. All right, let's go to our character and go to our feet. Let's move this one here. This is going to be our front foot. So let's say front feet, which is weird. It should say front foot, but whatever. Whatever. Let's copy this, paste, close back. And then in our character, let's go here. Front, back. And let's take our back foot and put it right here. So now we're going to be is grounded. So now we can jump. No, we can't jump. All right, so we got that. Now what we're going to do is do something called coyote time. Maybe not. Maybe we'll just do this. I'm getting kind of tired of working on the platform. Let's just do, if I have time, I'll put in coyote time, but just kind of playing with it right now. It's probably fine for this game. So let's save this and let's do, let's get it to where we can start making blocks. So let's go to a new empty one, and we're going to call this ice placer. All right, and let's get a little thing here. And let's just put it right there. All right, this is where it's going to spawn at. You're going to just say 1 and 0. Okay. So let's go to our script, our character controller, and let's just say private void place block. Okay, so let's get here at the top, we're going to say serialized field. We'll call this transform dot transform. We'll say ice placer. Okay, and then we're going to have another serialized field, and this will be our game object. Yeah, wow, nice. But actually, it's not going to be called the placer. It's going to be called an ice prefab. So let's go down here to, let's see. Now I do want to say, like, looking at working through some of these the platforming stuff, just search YouTube. There's a lot of tutorials out there. I looked at a bunch of different ones. Oh, there was one. I think it was like the cool gaming guy or dev guy or something. I think it gives 5 tips on how to do like a side-scrolling platform. I think I looked at that one. Just looked at a bunch of different ones of how to kind of make it seem a little bit better. I'll try to add the coyote time later, but let's just get the blocks, making the blocks. If get key component, get input dot get key down is equal to, no, we're going to say the fire button. All right, we're going to say temp game object or game object temp game object is equal to instantiate. We're going to instantiate our ice prefab, and we're going to do it at the ice placer. That's it. So let me go to back to Unity, and we're going to create that. Create empty one. We're going to call it ice block. We're going to add a sprite to it. Let's change the sprite to, what is it called? Ice Man. Ice block. All right, not too bad. Let's add a box glider. Okay, so that's that. All right, let's go to our prefabs and we'll add the ice block to our prefab. Let's delete it now. Let's go to our character and Let's. The placer is this. The prefab is this. Let's test it out. I always do this. If you watch some of my videos, I forget to call the thing. We'll just do it right here. Place block. All right, I kind of feel like I've been spending a little bit too much time on doing this because I really would like to get back to my other project. Okay. This is called the fire button. Let's go to edit. What are they saying? Project settings. Edit settings. I don't see settings. Input manager. All right, it's just called Fire 1. Save it. Okay, and we can even push it. It's actually stuck to us. All right. So, this is why. If we go to we're going to say temp game object dot transform dot parent is equal to null. Can we do that? Whoops. Try that again. All right. Can we push it? Nope. Can we get stuck to it? Yep. Yep. Let's add that friction to it. So this will be friction. See if that, make sure that we can't click, click. We need to go here and change this to a ground tag. All right, that's fine. We can do crazy stuff like this. But we kind of got the basics of it. Now we can kind of move around. Can do any kind of tricks? Nope. That'll kind of stop us from. Now we can only do it in one direction right now, but it's because we didn't add a flip yet. Let's add the flipping real quick. All right, we do if x velocity is less than 0, else we're going to say let's go up to the top here. We're going to do a serialized field, game object, sprite object, and we're going to flip the sprite object. Local scale is equal to a new vector 2. We're going to say -1, 0. So we're just scaling on the x to a negative, make that positive. Save that. Then we go here. Just put this into the sprite. Let's see if that does it. Getting some errors here. Oh, let's go to our character and add that sprite object here. Let's see what that does. Nice. Hmm. Oh, the Y needs to be 1. I knew that too. This needs to be 1. 1. Save it. All right. Okay, so one of the problems is probably need to change the direction because last time I clicked was this way. It's automatically flipping me back, so I don't want that. So I really don't want why don't I just do the directions? Directions. No, direction is 0. Here, the best way to do that is like this. If it's greater than it, so then it'll just it'll just stay the same. There we go. So that's kind of cool. All right, cool. I like it. This is what I'm talking about. I wasted all that time doing that thing, and really we just needed this. Let's get it to where we can't place down another block. So what we're going to do is in here, let's add a box collider to this. This is going to be a trigger. Oh, actually what we could do is delete this. Remove this trigger. This ice placer is going to check. So let's add a box collider to this thing. And we're going to give it a trigger. Okay? And then what we're going to say is, here, I think we need to move this over more, like that. All right, now we're going to create a script. Ice placer. And this is going to be on trigger enter 2D void on trigger exit 2D. And let's have a public bool is collision. And we're going to say false to begin with. So if we do this, we're going to say is collision is true. Is collision is false. Let's just test this out really quick. Ice placer is a trigger. We need to add that component, the ice placer. Okay, so that is letting us know that it's being triggered. So that way we can't. So now we're going to go to our character controller and we'll say if ice placer dot get component ice placer dot is collision, and we'll say not. Okay, we might need to. You see, we can't place something there. Let's see our. It's like barely touching it. It's actually kind of weird. Doesn't look like it is. If I start jumping. All right, let's go here real quick. Actually, let's just go to our ice placer 0.9. See if that changes anything. Yep, okay. So now we can place it. You might be wondering why I can't push this, because there's no rigid body. And we don't really want one. Okay, so we got that. Now let's do the timer. So we'll do a script called ice block. And in our ice block, we are going to have a serialized field, private int melt time. Melt time max. So melt time is equal to time dot delta time. Actually, we want to say plus. And then we say if melt time is greater than or equal to melt time max, we're going to say destroy object. Destroy this dot game object. This needs to be a float. All right. Now you could do something like object pooling, but for this game we don't really need to worry about it. All right, we got to add that to the prefab. So here, let's add the ice block. Now, I'll do different degrees of it. Let's say 5. So that you can tell when it's going to melt. I thought I put plus. Melt time is plus equals to. That doesn't make sense. Melt time is plus equal to time dot delta time. Oh, I put in the start. That's why I put it here. So let's see now. Let's just, yep. All right. So now we got the ice doing that. All right, cool. We just need an animation so that you can kind of see. Okay, now what about, ooh. I wonder if we're jumping too high. I don't know, I guess that's fine. I'm sure other games there's other games like this, but it's fine we're just practicing this jam. We're not looking for uniqueness, and I'm not looking for everything to be super great. And I think the animation and the character that my daughter drew is pretty good. We'll eventually get the walk cycle in there. I would like to add, maybe if I could do this really quick, is in my character controller. Uh, if if we release it, actually, we want releasing instead, where this is up. A way to kind of maybe do 2 blocks instead of just the one. So you actually have to hold it down. Well, maybe not. Maybe we'll work on that later. All right. Well, hopefully things are looking a little bit better, and hopefully you're learning something. And I will create another video a little bit later. But thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.